what is grief, if not love persevering?
Welcome back to Screen Crush, I'm Ryan Airy. Now we've made quite a few videos about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, where we bring up plot holes and theories about where we can go from here. Now by far though, the number one question we keep hearing is, where is the Vision? Why didn't White Vision come help out with Wanda? Where was he in the other universes? Now, we've addressed this in a couple of videos, but I've really been thinking about this. I realized that Vision is actually the most crucial character in the MCU's past and future. I'm going to tell you why Vision is the reason that Wanda broke bad in the 616 and why she still got it together in the 838. Plus, I've got a theory that I think means that the Vision family is going to be happily reunited and lead a team of all new Avengers. But first, I want to talk about why Vision is ultimately responsible for Wanda's downfall in the 616 universe. So to do this, we have to look at a version of Wanda that did not break bad. In the 838 universe, Wanda is able to have her twin sons. She is not evil, and apparently she has the whole Scarlet Witch chaos magic under control. And do you know why? Why? Because Vision does not exist in this universe, and I can prove it. First of all, Exhibit A, Wanda has no wedding ring. But that could just mean that she and Vision are living in sin. It's very true. But Exhibit B, the Ultron bots actually work. In our Easter egg video, hey, by the way, 1 million views on that. Thanks everyone. So in our Easter egg video, I did theorize that the reason the Ultron bots work is because they were invented by Reed Richards, the smartest man alive who casually told Wanda Black Bolt's one weakness. And this could still be true, or maybe Tony Stark existed in this universe, but Reed helped him perfect the Ultron program. Either way, Ultron never turned evil. And if Ultron never turned evil, then he never created the Vision to be his new beach body.
I was meant to be beautiful.
So the Mind Stone would have stayed in Loki's scepter and probably would have been removed from Earth by Thor. Remember that for later. And also, if Ultron never turns evil, then Pietro never dies. Even if Vision did exist, then this would have changed his relationship to Wanda. When she was mourning Pietro, she found comfort with Vision.
But what is grief, if not love persevering?
So 838 Wanda is in a much better place emotionally. Also, no Ultron means no Sokovia Accords, which means no Civil War. The 838 universe was a paradise up until 616 Wanda paid them a visit. But one key event stayed the same. Wanda still created her sons as a single mom. Not only that, but her boys have also still aged up quickly, just like they did in WandaVision. So why did Wanda create a family for herself in this other universe? Well, it could be for any number of reasons. Likely, she just wanted a family and the magic she used accelerated their aging. So the kids in the 838 were not created from grief. They were created from love. Now, what is important about this is the manner that she created them was different from the 616. In the 616, Wanda was mourning Vision. She just saw the love of her life dismembered and destroyed. That's heartbreaking for anyone to endure. And then, in her grief, she subconsciously creates a new Vision. This new Vision and this fantasy world were flawed from the beginning. The magic was never meant to last. It meant that this version of Wanda's kids were always going to be destroyed. In Multiverse of Madness, we learned that Wanda has her kids in every single other reality except this one. And why? Because in 616, she was mourning Vision. So we can theorize that Vision did not exist in any other universe. Because when the Vision exists, he dies, that creates the Hex, Wanda turns to the Darkhold, and Wanda is evil and her sons don't exist. But I think there's another reason why the loss of Vision caused Wanda to break bad. The two of them are connected through the Infinity Stone.
I just feel you.
Vision never understood his connection to the stone.
Do you know, I don't know what this is.
But it did talk to him.
What are they?
What the stone was warning me about.
In many ways, Vision was a vehicle that the stone was driving around. He was a living Infinity Stone, and Wanda is tied to that stone. She creates Vision with a piece of the Mind Stone that lived within her. So, when the Mind Stone is destroyed, when Vision is destroyed, a piece of her goes silent. It's like a Horcrux. A piece of her soul dies and she becomes weaker. And this opens up the door for the influence of the Darkhold to take hold of her. I think this is part of the reason why Wanda in the 616 turns evil and the others don't. There's literally a piece of her soul missing. So this establishes that Wanda isn't whole without the Vision in the MCU. So wait, where's Vision now? I thought he was back. Okay, so let's talk about 616 Vision. WandaVision came out over a year ago, so maybe you need this refresher. SWORD, the space agency, was supposed to dismantle Vision, but instead Hayward had them rebuild him. Then they powered him up with Wanda's residual energy drawn from the Stark drone that she returned to them.
When all we needed was a little energy directly from the source.
So again, Wanda and Vision are connected, this time through that energy. The new Vision has no memory of his old life, but the Vision that Wanda created has his soul, the portion of the Mind Stone. He is made of a portion of the Mind Stone that gave the Vision his personality, the thing that made him more than just a computer program. Vision tells Vision,
But you do have the data. It is merely being kept from you.
and then he helps Tucker Carlson Vision unlock those memories. Now afterwards, Vision flies away. We don't know where he goes. My guess is that he's trying to work out what in the hell he is now. After all, he never really had a good handle on what the hell he was before.
Do you know, I don't know what this is.
So this is a sentient machine that has the memories of Vision, but not his soul. No Mind Stone, just like in the comics. Vision was disassembled and his mind was erased. Afterwards, he recovered some of his old data, but none of his feelings. So when people ask where Vision is, why didn't Vision return? It's because this is like a totally new character. He knows that he once had a relationship with Wanda, but he doesn't feel anything for her. It'd be like if you woke up from a coma with no memory and someone introduced you to your spouse and kids. Now maybe Wanda would have sought out this white Vision if she would have had any idea that he had old Vision's memories. But her whole arc in the show is accepting that Vision is gone. She can't remake him, but she's hopeful that someday he'll return to her, somehow.
We have said goodbye before, so it stands to reason.
We'll say hello again.
And by the way, the music in this scene is captivating. It's just enveloping you in this tragedy. It's a beautiful piece. The scene really works because of the music.
So long, darling.
So this brings us back to the Multiverse of Madness. Most people, including Wanda, don't know that Vision is alive, so they never go get him to help out with Wanda. When the movie ends, Wanda purges the Darkholds from every reality, then destroys Wundagore Mountain so the Darkhold can't corrupt anyone ever again. So when Christine asks about Wanda, Strange just kind of shakes his head, so he and the audience believe that she is dead. But I think she'll be back and she'll have her redemption arc and happily ever after. Here's how. In the comics, Wanda goes through a very similar storyline. She destroys the Avengers, the team breaks up, and then she rewrites reality. After all that's over, she ends up with amnesia and is engaged to Dr. Doom. We can skip past that part, comics are weird. But here's what I think happens in the MCU. In those final moments, Wanda was ready to sacrifice herself, but for some reason, she didn't. Maybe the Darkhold's magic wouldn't let her, or the Scarlet Witch entity inside her was too strong, or she just decided she wanted to live. So instead, she erased her own memory. She mind-wiped herself so she could live a normal life and wouldn't be a danger to anyone again. And I think that Wonder Bread Vision is going to seek Wanda out. Maybe he'll finish analyzing his data and realize that he loves Wanda. But I doubt it. I think more than likely he will seek Wanda out so he can better understand himself. He's trying to make sense of all those memories, and he would want Wanda to tell him who he is. Or at least he would think that she should know that he was alive. But how would he find her? Well, remember, he is powered by a portion of her energy. So they are, once again, connected to each other. He could be drawn toward that energy, the residual energy of the Mind Stone or the Scarlet Witch or whatever the energy is now. It would be kind of poetic. Wanda brought Vision back from the dead, and he could be her path back to redemption. But when Vision seeks out Wanda, I don't think he'll be alone. He's going to have help.
Who, Macy Gray?
No, why would it be Macy Gray?
Because she's awesome.
No, I think at this point, Vision will be leading the Young Avengers.
Here we go again.
Yes, we have mentioned the Young Avengers on the channel before, but right now, they're the only Avengers we can talk about. Several members of this team have already been introduced into the MCU, and in the comics, they are formed when the Avengers are disassembled, like they are now. Now, in the comics, the team is brought together by none other than a version of the Vision. He's acting on a protocol that brings together the family members of the Avengers, or people who are just like the Avengers, if the team is destroyed. Now, there are a lot of characters that fit that description in the MCU right now, so it could be that the Vision tries to reassemble a team to combat some new threat. And there are two members of the team who are currently not in the 616 universe, Wanda's sons, Billy and Tommy. In the comics, boy, this is complicated. Basically, their souls became attached to two other orphans. So essentially, these new teenagers are Wanda's kids. Now, while I do think that Billy and Tommy will return as teenagers to the MCU, I don't think they're going to be from the multiverse because the boys we saw in other realities appear to not have powers. Or they would have done something to help their mom whenever a crazy witch invaded their house. No, the kids that Wanda created in the Hex are the only versions of the kids that have abilities, probably because they were incubated in a giant magical hexagon. So somehow, I think that Wanda's twins are still alive and will be teenagers recruited by Vision to be Young Avengers. And then, just like in the comics, the team will seek out Wanda, restore her memory, and the family will be reunited to face the major threat to come. Now maybe this is just an optimistic view of things, but I don't think that Marvel is going to let this character have a sad ending. There's better stories to tell with her return. And we actually made a video theorizing about what is next for Wanda, and another about how the movie didn't do justice to her arc in WandaVision. So you should check those out if you have time. But I want to hear from you guys down in the comments below, or you can @ me on Twitter. And if it's your first time here, please subscribe and smash that bell. For Screen Crush, I'm Ryan Airy.